Somewhere over the Pacific Ocean, a sealed capsule is going to fall out of the sky. Not this week, maybe not this year, but it's coming. A container carrying dust and rock scooped from the surface of Mars, or an asteroid, or the far side of the moon, and a growing number of scientists are now saying something that sounds like it belongs in a horror movie. They're saying, don't bring it here, don't let it touch Earth at all. Instead, they want to lock it away on the moon. And here's the part that should stop you cold. We've done this before, once in 1969. And the whole thing failed so completely that if there had been anything dangerous inside that capsule, it would already be here. I'll show you exactly how and why nobody talks about it. But first, you need to understand what these scientists are actually afraid of. Because it isn't little green men. In June of 2026, a policy paper landed in the scientific journal Ambio. Its authors weren't fringe thinkers. One is Anthony Ricciardi, a McGill University biology professor, and one of the world's leading experts on invasive species. The other is Frederick Moxley, who runs a strategic threat analysis lab in Idaho. And their message was blunt. Humanity is entering a new era of space exploration, but our planetary protection has not kept pace with the risk. Their solution? Build a biocontainment facility on the moon. A firewall between Earth and whatever we drag back from the dark. Now stay with me, because there's a second question buried in here that most people never ask. If we found alien life, actual living organisms from another world, where would it be safe to open the box? And the unsettling answer is, maybe nowhere on this planet. Let's back up. Why would a couple of scientists be this worried about a few grams of space dust? Ricciardi spent his career watching what happens when a living thing shows up somewhere it was never supposed to be. Think about the invasive species you already know. Zebra mussels choking the Great Lakes, Burmese pythons swallowing the Everglades. A single organism introduced to the wrong place at the wrong time, spreading uncontrollably with devastating, irreversible damage. That's not science fiction. That's Tuesday here on Earth. Now take that idea and point it at the sky. What if the wrong place at the wrong time wasn't a lake or a swamp, but the entire planet? An organism from Mars would face no natural predators here, no competition, no immune system on Earth would recognize it, and we would have absolutely no idea how to stop it. Let that sink in. The scientists are clear about one thing. No life beyond Earth has ever been confirmed. This isn't a claim that Mars is crawling with microbes. It's something more sobering. It's the admission that we can't be sure it isn't, and that the cost of being wrong just one time is unimaginable. So why the moon? Why not just build a really good lab down here? Because, and this is the uncomfortable core of their argument, the authors say no facility currently operating on Earth can guarantee total containment of an unknown alien organism. Not the labs that handle Ebola, not the ones that study smallpox. Those are built to contain things we understand. An alien microbe would follow rules we haven't written yet. And if there were an accident, a cracked seal, a lab fire, a crash on re-entry, there is no undo button for a planet. The moon changes that map. It's close enough to reach with robots. It's far enough that a disaster stays 250,000 miles away. Handle everything with robotic arms. Let no human ever breathe the same air as the sample. The moon, they write, may become humanity's first line of biological defense. It's a bold idea, and it would be easy to dismiss as paranoid if we hadn't already learned this lesson the hard way. Which brings me back to that promise I made you at the start. 1969, Apollo 11. 3 men come home from the moon. You probably remember the splashdown, but here's what most people never saw. NASA was genuinely afraid the astronauts might carry back lunar microbes, so-called moon germs, that could infect the Earth. So they built a quarantine protocol. The crew were sealed inside a converted Airstream trailer, a mobile quarantine facility, for 21 days. President Nixon himself came to greet them and had to talk to them through a window, like visitors at a prison. Now here's the part that turns the whole story on its head. The capsule splashed down in the open ocean. Navy divers swam right up to it in the water. And to get the astronauts out, they opened the hatch, out there on the waves, with the sea breeze blowing. Lunar dust, cabin air, the astronauts themselves, All of it made contact with the Pacific Ocean and the open atmosphere before a single quarantine door ever closed. Think about what that means. If there had been anything dangerous inside Apollo 11, it was already loose, in the water, in the air, gone. The 21-day quarantine that followed was, in the most literal sense, closing the barn door after the horse had bolted. NASA later acknowledged the containment was fundamentally compromised from the moment that hatch opened. That's the ghost haunting this new proposal. We told ourselves we were being careful once before. We built the trailer, we took the photos, and it was theater. The 2026 paper is, in a way, a 57-year-old confession. We got lucky. There was nothing dangerous in that moon dust, but we didn't know that when we opened the hatch. We just hoped. And here's the second thing I promised to come back to. What's actually coming back now? This isn't hypothetical anymore. In 2020, Japan's Hayabusa 2 mission delivered pieces of an asteroid to Earth. In 2023, NASA's OSIRIS-REx dropped a capsule of asteroid Bennu into the Utah desert. China has returned samples from the moon, including from its far side. And the big one looms on the horizon, Mars sample return, an effort to bring pieces of the red planet back to Earth, the one world in our solar system where the question of past life is genuinely open. Every one of those capsules was aimed at Earth, not the moon, Earth. The system these scientists say is dangerous is the system we are using right now. So what does this mean for you? Realistically, the odds that a Mars pebble contains a living, dangerous organism are very low. Scientists will tell you that honestly. But very low and zero are not the same word. And when the downside is planetary, very low starts to feel a lot less comforting. That's the whole logic of the precautionary approach. You don't build a firewall because you expect the fire. You build it because you can't afford the one time you're wrong. There's a deeper irony here too. The same discovery that could be the greatest moment in human history, proof that we are not alone, is exactly the discovery we'd least want to open on a crowded planet. Finding life could be a triumph. Bringing it home carelessly could be a catastrophe. The Moon Lab is an attempt to hold both of those truths at once. Will it happen? That's far from settled. A lunar biocontainment facility would be extraordinarily expensive, and it depends on us building a permanent moon base first, something NASA's Artemis program is aiming for, but hasn't achieved. For now, this is a proposal, a warning shot across the bow of an industry moving faster than its safeguards. But the warning is real, and it's built on a lesson we already paid for once in 1969 and chose to forget. So here's what I keep coming back to. When those Apollo astronauts sat in that trailer, waving at a president through the glass, everyone treated it as a formality, a show. Now, half a century later, some of the smartest people in the field are saying we should have taken it deadly seriously, and next time, we won't get to open the hatch in the ocean and hope for the best. Which makes me want to ask you something. If we do find life out there, a real living organism from another world, do you think we should ever bring it down to Earth at all? Or does it belong up there, behind glass, on the moon, forever? I genuinely want to know what you think. Because the people who build the next capsule are asking the exact same question right now.